My girl is very eager to get married and she can't figure out why I'm not, and this is because marriage is much better for women. Like from the beginning onward, it literally starts with a man getting on his knees begging you, please spend the rest of your life with ugly stupid me. Marriage does not provide security for a man. I mean, we live in this dream world with the idea that if you marry somebody, that's it, they're devoted to you. No, they don't have to get married to be devoted to you. They can be devoted to you without getting there. Why do they need to get married to be devoted to you? Does that mean that before you marry somebody and you're dating them that they're actually banging other people right up until your wedding night? Is that the deal? I want to know. I mean, what's in it for me to sign a contract with you? Are you telling me you're going to keep offing other guys until the day we get married? You're telling me that that's a guarantee once we sign that contract that you won't do it again? There's not even any financial penalty if you don't live up to the agreement. If I marry you and agree to give you half of everything I have, you can then go after my father, my brother, my best friend, whoever your boss, and then when I find out, you can say, F you, I'm going to take everything you've got. I think with the way the laws are set up today, it's just not favorable for men. I would be a fool to get married and then guys say, well, you got a prenup. Well, now I got to sit up and try to convince the judge that she didn't sign under distress, and it's just not worth it to me. Opera is never getting married. These women understand that I can't. It's some other ones too. I can get that thing off top of my head, but there's been some other real rich women that they're smart enough they're not ever getting married, and so with the way laws are now, I just think it has nothing to do with being with one woman. And then like this, I understand most of my audience, and I point this out as a purple pill guys, and that's guys who understand female nature, but they're willing to get into a relationship anyway, and they ask me about marriage, and I just say with me, it's just not worth the chance. This new phenomenon has changed the dance between men and women, with feminism pushing them out of their traditional role of breadwinner, protector, and provider, and divorce laws increasingly creating a dangerously precarious financial prospect for the men to cut loose for marriage. Men are simply no longer finding any benefit to it, and we've said this many times, until the laws change, no way you're signing up for basically jumping out of an airplane with a 60% chance your parachute won't open, and if it does, you're still going to lose half your crap. Take a look at this list. This is a list of men that you may know. These aren't your neighbors. These are men that you may know who had wealth status. They were over 6 feet tall. Majority of them they had seemingly it all, and they still weren't able to satisfy the woman in their life. You've worked with legends such as Michael Jordan, Tom Cruise, twice, and Johnny Depp, who, at one time, was considered the sexiest man alive. The divorce of Nicolas Cage is currently at number 4, but he himself has stated that this is not even a quarter of the list. This is the list that I was just thinking of 20 minutes ago, before I logged onto this website. In light of the fact that Paul McCartney was given a drug by a woman who was missing one leg, it can be said that the way family law has developed and progressed over the course of time is that it has become a scenario whereas it involves a very high risk and a low reward for men, while the opposite is true for women. This is one of the complaints that men have about sexless marriages, which is that the situation is like this. There is some responsibility for this on the shoulders of men, but women are also to blame. I'm not going to address that, but the practice of family law has reached the point where, in all honesty, there is a significant amount of danger involved but very little potential gain for men. And low risk but high reward for women, particularly if they want to end it, and something like 8 out of 10 marriages end, or I should say divorces, are initiated by women rather than men in 8 out of 10 cases. In point of fact, we are aware that approximately half of all marriages end in divorce. Therefore, if you enter into a matrimonial scenario, and it doesn't even have to be marriage, it can be a common law relationship. You are probably aware that in a lot of places in the Western world, if you cohabitate for a long enough period of time, the state will recognize your relationship as a common law marriage. This means that they consider it to be basically the same as a marriage on the books, and they will treat it as such if you break up in the first 2 things of this. The first thing he said was that relationships are meant to make women happy, and the second thing he said was that he doesn't want to be responsible for the happiness of anyone else. So when you really think about it, right, when the brother says relationships are designed to please women, when you really think about it, you know that right from the moment a man meets a woman, right from the moment a man meets a woman, you know that right from the moment a man meets a woman, you know that right from the moment a man meets a woman, you know that where you're taking her out to dinners, movies, and concerts, it's the majority about the women. You know, once a man says, you know what? I want this woman to be a part of my life forever. Now this man has to go spend 4.5 months' salary on a ring, he has to propose, he has to have this big event sponsored, this wedding, this honeymoon. It's still about the woman, right? And then when you look at a man, trying to have a family and get the home and have his wife in a nice car and all of this other stuff, it's still all about the woman. Even at this late stage, it is still about the woman, and I want you guys to understand that when your family shames you, I want you to tell them this one thing, and this one thing will stop them from ever bringing up marriage. I want you guys to understand that when your family shames you, I want you to tell them this one thing, all right? Because of this one thing, they will be less likely to bring it up in general, and because of this one thing specifically, they will stop bringing it up altogether. The only thing you need to say to them is one simple sentence followed by the question, will you pay for my divorce when it happens? Once you have told them this one thing, what I want you guys to tell them is, will you pay for my divorce when it happens? That is all you need to say. And I can guarantee you that those people, those family members, maybe those friends, anyone that has shamed you in the past for living the life that you want to live, adopting this new philosophy and this new lifestyle, they will shut up instantly. Don't get married. Why would you get married if you don't want to get married? It's in their name, it's in their nature to not be monogamous, so what if that's something you enjoy? These women are known to be sexually promiscuous. She does not love you in the same way that you love her. Women are opportunists, whereas both men and women are idealists. Women are emotional beings, whereas men are logical beings who will not love you if you do not rouse them emotionally. She isn't going to ever tell you that because you missed a provider she got a place to, she got somewhere to lay her head, just like she isn't going to ever tell you that you don't make her wet, never ever. She isn't going to ever tell you that because you missed a provider she got a place to, she got somewhere to lay her head. She is never going to tell you that, and the reason why is because that's just how women are. The vast majority of women engage in sexual activity with more than one man, and that's just the bottom line. If you took women seriously in today's society, you would just blue pill in a model. She is never going to tell you that, and the reason why is because that's just how women are.